Welcome back to the Daily Racing Show here at RacePlazaMedia, and today we'll be taking a look at the Andros Trophy. Let's get into it. As always, when a new series is popping up that we'll be following, I'm going to break it down. What went where, what is this all about? And today, the Andros Trophy, not only the theme song you guys just heard for it, which is really cool, there's lots of new things when it comes to this. Once again, not a series I've ever watched before, but this one also caught my attention because if you guys already paid attention in the video right here, this is an ice racing event. The Andros Trophy is a French national ice racing championship that takes place in France, and I believe one race is also taking place in Andorra. If you're asking yourself, what is ice racing? Ice racing is really just racing on ice, and it's outdoors, and it's on frozen rivers and lakes and dirt tracks that are now covered with ice and snow. Sometimes they actually do have it in indoor events, ice racing. Once again, this has nothing to do with Andros Trophy, but I came across this. They have indoor ice racing events that happen, that take place in or on skating rinks, and it's usually ATVs that are race around there, and I'm like, we humans, we cannot be stopped. Like, what are we doing? But I love it, and I want to go see that live at some point. But anyways, the Andros Trophy is a ice racing event that happens at the end of the year, leading into the new year. So there are different categories in the general Andros Trophy, I think, organization. So you have Elite Pro, Elite Class, AMV Cup, and then you also have the All-Female Sprint Cars Cup. Today we'll be talking about the Andros E-Trophy, specifically covering the Elite Pro and the Elite Racers. So those are the two categories we'll be talking about. And so I'm going to break down right now how the race structure is, which I usually do. But I want to say on the website, right, which, you know what, the effort I put into this, right, so all of the information, first of all, I want to point this out, all of the information is only available in French, right? So the website is in French. There's no English button. There's no button for any other language. Because it is a French championship, I guess there's not a lot of English information available. So all the information I'm giving you today is stuff that I've put into Google Translate, or, you know, I had Chrome translate directly for me. And they put on their website on the rules about, you know, how the race is structured. They have this on top. Here's a picture. Un règlement pas si compliqué, right? My French is very bad, but essentially not so complicated rules. That's what it translates to on a Google Translate. And I will break down the racing structure for you, and then I guess you just let me know if it is easy or if it's not easy. The way the qualifying works is driver 4 laps there, and you can take competing their time. Out of those 4 laps, you take the best 2, and the way qualifying works.
One eternity later.
This is how it works. This is the, hang on. A race itself has practice, 2 qualifyings, a Super Pole event for the Elite Pro drivers, and they have a final, and then they have a super final. So the way it works, that you take the, in qualifying, they do 4 laps, and they take the 2 best times. And then people are awarded points for, of course, from fastest to slowest. So you can already get a lot of points in qualifying, even if, let's say, your race goes bad. So for first place in qualifying, you get 45 points, and then it just goes down the ladder. Then the top 6 people of the Elite Pro will continue on to participate in the Super Pole event, which is again a timed event. And then once again, it will be ranked from 1st to 6th place, and the 1st place getting 6 points, and then going down the ladder. Are you guys still with me? I'm still with me, I think. the 6 top racers from the Super Pole will then race against each other in the Super Final, and then the other 6 competitors will be racing in the regular final. The race ranking is determined by adding all the points up that you've made in qualifying, in the Super Pole, in the final, plus if you have, I guess, lap record or fastest time, you get an extra point for that. Also very important, there are 11, no, they're not 11. Okay, so out of 11 races, the 9 best results will be counted to, this is 5. So out of the 11 race events that you have during the championship, only the 9 best ones will count towards your race ranking. So you can have essentially 2 off events that won't hurt your overall standing. If you might be a little confused and overwhelmed, but guys, honestly, you just have to tune in and watch. Everything else is secondary. So when is it happening? So as I mentioned earlier, this is happening obviously when it's cold. So 2 races have already happened. They happened last year, starting December 9th with the first race event. However, we still have 3 race events this year, so more than half is still happening. So there's lots of things that can still change. And the next race will be in Isola 2000, or will be the Isola 2000 on January 12th and January 13th, with the last event happening on January 27th. And you can watch it actually directly on their website, so I will link that below. And then you can also watch it on Canal Plus Sport. There's a 52-minute summary of the meeting every race Sunday. There we go. So they do a summary every race Sunday when there's a race happening. One thing I do wanted to point out, it doesn't bother me really because I just want to see it, but all the coverage and all the broadcasts that I found is in French. Okay, if that's a deal breaker to you, then I'm sorry for telling you this towards the very end of the video, or almost the end of the video. But yes, it is a French event, as I said, and they don't currently have any broadcasting. However, moving on, last year's winner, we have Aurélien Panis won, and I think his whole family is actually a racing family, so congratulations to you guys. He was the Elite Pro winner. Julien Fabreau was the Elite winner. And something that I thought was also very interesting, the gentleman that came 3rd in the Elite Championship last year, Sylvain Poussière, will this year actually be racing as an Elite Pro driver. Very cool. Congratulations to the promotion, I guess. And then DA Racing won their Constructors Championship. So congratulations to the team. We'll see how you guys are doing this year. I haven't, as of recording of the video, I have not been able to find out what you get for winning, but I was able to find out how you can participate. It doesn't tell you, or I wasn't at least able to find out how you can participate on the website, but I messaged them directly on IG and they told me you only have to be part of one of the participating teams to actually race. So it doesn't seem to be that there is any type of minimum requirement. You just have to be in one of the teams that are currently participating there. And one thing that I did wanted to bring up before we wrap this up, or 2 things actually, I thought it was very interesting, especially if you look at the motorcycle race, look at the tires, how they look. They have spikes in them to, I guess, for better grip. For the cars itself, I couldn't figure out if they have these types of spikes or studs in there. I know that they can have them depending on the type of ice racing you're doing. And if you don't, you just actually use regular winter tires that you can buy, I guess, anywhere. There are some favorites among racers, of course. I thought it was also very interesting, if you guys look at the clip right here, how thin the tires are of the cars itself. The cars are all electric cars. They're e-powered, and they are, I think, what they call silhouette cars. So even they look like cars that you can see on the street, essentially underneath it, they have been, you know, parted out and adjusted and modified to make it better for this type of racing that we're doing. But I thought that was very interesting. And then you have also a lot of big names that have participated in this championship. even though I think it's probably not as known worldwide because it is a French event that does mostly of its broadcasting in French. But you have people like Jacques Villeneuve, former Formula One driver. You have Grosjean, former Formula One driver. Say that 6 times, or however often you're supposed to say it. And then you have the one and only Alain Prost, who has also participated in that. Very cool. Of course, these are all French drivers, but I thought it was very interesting that something that I hadn't really ever seen or looked at or followed have such big names participating in there. So yeah, I'm very excited following it this year. Once again, it doesn't bother me that it's all in French, because in the end I just want to see the racing, and I will understand who comes first in the race and who will make the most amount of points. So let me know, guys, below in the comments if you guys watched it, or if you guys are interested in watching this, and if not this specifically, if there are any type of other ice racing you guys have watched that you guys would recommend that we cover here at Race Plaza Media or at the Daily Racing Show, or in general for people to check out. Once again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.